Hi, this is Chuck Wiger at the State Capitol, and we're very pleased today that it's the YMCA Day at the Capitol. So many of the volunteers and staff members from the YMCA are meeting with state legislators to share the good news and some of the additional initiatives they're working on. And we have from our own area, the executive director of the White Bear YMCA, Shane Hoefer. Welcome back, and
Thank
we've
you.
had you here several times. We appreciate that and your leadership. And also Kristin Reither, and she's with the YMCA and overseeing the Maplewood, Minnesota connection, and the YMCA during the past several weeks has assumed the operation of the center at the Maplewood and through a contract with the Maplewood. And so we'll get more details on that in just a couple of minutes. So, but tell me, Shane, overall, what is the mission of the YMCA? And we have a great handout here with some things, but the overall mission of the Y, and then some of the things that you're talking to legislators about today.
Sure. Thank you, Senator Wiger. It's a pleasure to be here today, and an honor as always to visit with you. The Y is a national organization, and so our mission across the country is to put Christian principles into practice through programs that build healthy spirit, mind, and body for all.
Yes.
We talk really about the three pillars of the Y being youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. And so when we organize our programs and our community work, they fall into one of those three buckets. And as we build our strategies and really the way that we want to engage going forward, you'll see those themes incorporated throughout. Today, we've come to visit the Capitol with three priorities that the Ys across the state share.
Yes.
And so one of them being after-school funding. And so
Yes.
just to give you a sense, the state of Minnesota hasn't had a significant chunk of after-school funding, out-of-school time OST funding over the last decade plus. And here in the, I think, if I have the numbers right, we've got about a $10 million pot of federal money. And there's usually, I think the last time that money, you could apply for it, there were maybe $30 million in asks on it.
Yeah.
And so, we recognize that after school time is a really significant opportunity to engage with young people,
Yes.
especially those experiencing achievement or opportunity gaps. And as a practitioner of really strong after-school programming, and as a partner with Ignite Minnesota, we are really interested in advocating for and asking for your support and the support of everyone in the legislature for additional out-of-school time funding this year.
Okay. It's going to increase academic achievement by providing enhanced opportunities. It has an impact on reducing juvenile delinquency. If students are kept active in positive activities where they might have other wayward options if that's not available. At least that's some of the evidence that we have heard.
And it's absolutely true. I've got to leave behind for you with some of that information, some of the programs that we run in our district here in 43 include some outreach programs in
43 being in reference to the Senate legislative district. A few people might be aware of that. So
yeah, right. So in the city of Maplewood, we have a program inside a low-income residential setting off of BB Road. And
Yes.
so we're walking young people to school in the morning. We're with them throughout the school day at Webster Elementary.
Yes.
The great principal there, Mona Perkins, and then coming home after school with them, providing summer programming as well. And so that's not, parts of that would fall into an after-school description, not all of it,
Yep.
but it's a strong program that makes a big difference for those young people.
So yeah, much appreciated in the Maplewood area, and of course North St. Paul feeds into that school, as well as actually adjacent community. St. Paul may have some open enroll, and you have strong partnerships with the White Bear Lake schools as well.
Absolutely, without question.
So and that's one of the key priorities.
It's
and
true.
as a member of the Education Committee, I am a strong advocate for what you're suggesting. So let's hope we'll get to the finish line with some additionally needed funds. In Maplewood, there's been the news of the the YMCA taking over, if that's the correct word, the operation for the community center, which has had a great deal of support over the years. Kristin, tell us about your role and where people can get more information on that transition.
Yeah, so at the Maplewood Community Center, I'm the branch director there. So the YMCA took operation November 1st. It's been a great partnership with the city and the council. They've just been wonderful at having that transition happen. So it's been really successful so far. We're looking at putting some money into the building, into some programming that's going on in there. So information can always be found at the YMCA website. And it's been really a positive transition.
Okay. What's the number one question or concern, or obviously there was a financial challenge that the city was facing, and you're much more experienced as a national organization and doing the programs, and so in dealing with the financial and accessibility, how are you able to put that all together?
Sure. We've had an awful lot of conversation with city leaders and stakeholders in Maplewood in the last 2 years, really. This partnership has been a long time building. And, the city manager and the mayor have both been very publicly open about saying that the city has struggled to operate the community center in a sustainable and viable way. So operationally, the community center was running in the red in some cases, in some years, as much as $500,000 or $600,000 of lost dollars. And then on top of that, the city really struggled with a variety of funding priorities, right? And so the community center had accrued something like $15 million in capital need. And meanwhile, Maplewood has a tremendous park system along with a number of other things that they want to pour capital money into, and the city can only do so much.
Yes.
And so as a charitable nonprofit, the Y was in a position to say, let's figure this out. We can take on the operational risk. We can run the community center in the way that we run our other nonprofit YMCA centers throughout the Twin Cities, and try to gain some of the operational efficiencies and best practices that we have all across the area, and then ask the city, instead of trying to fund 2 pots of funding, to really just focus on the capital pot. And so in fact, on Monday night here, the City Council Maplewood approved our revised capital improvement plan. So we're planning to work with the city to spend about $1 million out of that pot into improvements in the community center in 2017. So folks can look forward to some really exciting changes there. And that'll be rolling out here across the course of the next 10 months or so.
It's exciting. Kristin, how about an overview of some of the most highly used aspects of the center itself?
Yeah,
what's the number one, number two things? And then maybe some other things that are getting some added attention that people may not be as much aware of.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say our facility has a lot of different uses, whether it's Monday through Friday during the day, whether it's on the weekends. About half of our population at the community center is of individuals 55 plus. So you might notice that Monday through Friday.
Yeah, that's good.
If you came on the weekends, it looks completely different. A lot of community members that are coming out with their families and are swimming. So I would say our group exercise classes, we get a lot of basketball players in our gym, and then also a lot of people who are swimming, whether it's through swim lessons, safety around water lessons, or just free play with family time.
Great. And again, we mentioned the partnership that the Y has with the area schools, and that's just so important in the overall development. It's voluntary, the participation, but you have that connection with the family, with the schools and the young people, and you see it firsthand.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the great programs we're running is the Safety Around Water. So we have 5 local elementary schools who are we're doing the swim safety lessons for a lot of the second grade of those areas. So it's just learning swim safety, so that kids are feeling safe when they're out in the water and out having fun, and have a little bit of safety on mind.
Okay. And Kristin, how long have you been with the Y?
I've been with the Y for about 11 years.
Oh my gosh,
I've been with
very
Maplewood for 3 months.
Okay. And what was your path to getting to the Y? Where
I
did you grow up?
I grew up in Minnesota.
Okay.
So I started as a volunteer with the YMCA back in high school. Did my internship.
Where was that?
I went to Eastview.
Okay.
And then I did my internship at the Burnsville YMCA. And then right after that, started full time. I've been to a few different branches in that time, but always with the Y.
Wonderful. We're pleased to have you in
Thank
this
you.
very important role in the area.
Thank you.
And Jane, how long have you been with the Y?
Since 1996, so let's all do the math. That's 20-some years.
21
years.
Yes. Okay.
Right, I started as a lifeguard in high school and
So in high school.
managed to
And
not
yeah,
leave,
that's
right? So we've got some lifers in the Y, yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Well, Kristin Reither, Shane Hoefer, thank you so much for your service to the Y and for being at the state capitol again today. I encourage the viewers to contact the Y for more information to join. And if there's anything else, you have a great website, and would you like to share that?
Yes, it's ymcamn.org/Maplewood or ymcamn.org/White Bear.
Okay, and if anyone ever wants to just stop by, and I'm sure there's a complimentary visit if they wanted to just learn more, that would be available as well.
Absolutely.
Good.
Thank you, Senator Wiger.
Thank you, Shane. Yeah. Best wishes to you, Kristin, in the
Thank
new
you so
role.
much.
Okay. Thank you. YMCA, let's go.